Hi, welcome to the channel. As mentioned in my last video, my next challenge was taking sisters to a tournament. I actually went 3 wins, 1 loss at Sanctum Gaming and had a lot of fun. This video is about the reality of playing sisters, and while they are one of the strongest factions in the game at the moment, how do you get the most out of them? A quick interrupt, I've hit 10,000 subscribers, which is absolutely fantastic, but make sure you watch to the end of the video as I'll tell you how you can win some good prizes. Sorry about that, now back to sisters. This event was actually the first time of playing Bringers of Flame detachments competitively, and my loss was actually my first game of the weekend, but I learnt a lot doing it. Maybe I should consider sticking to an army for once. Nah, that's no fun. So what are the realities of playing sisters and Bringers of Flame? Melters are great, but sometimes they do nothing. 1 miracle dice isn't enough. It's common to want to save it for that big damage, but you can still fail to hit, wound, or be saved way before that. I tend to think use the dice to make your opponent save more than just rely on random d6 luck for damage. The Canoness versus Dialogus, 2 common characters to go with Melter units. A Dialogus is fantastic at using those rubbish dice, being able to turn them to a 6. Especially if the unit has a cherub, just use a dice and get one back from your cherub anyway. Perhaps that new one could be a 6. I just wouldn't save your cherubs as the chances are the squad won't be there that long. A Canoness gives you that reroll hits of 1 and a free strat that could be important. In Bringers of Flame, that strat is the +1 to wound against anything on an objective. Picking just one is hard though, perhaps with Dominions the best is Dialogus and with Retributors the Canoness. I'll come to these two shortly. The Bringers detachment lets you get into that melter range more easily. I think using a different detachment don't rely on them so much. Some armies have long range guns and getting to them is hard. I also think the detachment encourages more aggressive play, which can go against you. Sisters are a trading army and toughness 3 1 wound models don't trade well. You have to play carefully. My first game I certainly overextended, trying to kill too much, and ended up not killing much at all. Being overwatched and losing a squad is very likely. I disembarked Retributors and then they all died to Overwatch before they could do anything. Aim your units at the right targets. Nothing is that good in your army at holding objectives in line of sight. Transports and a Castigator are probably the best options. You'll need cover, the Sisters' Armour of Contempt and Miracle Dice to keep things alive though. Everyone seems to take a Castigator, but to be honest I felt it did very little. The extra AP against a target it gives your whole army is nice, but I didn't see it damage much on its own. I probably kept mine back too much as they want to be up within 24 inches for rapid fire. They are anti-infantry but struggle a little into elites with only -1 AP that gets ignored with cover. You do need anti-infantry though, as melters aren't the guns for it. A squad of orcs or Drukhari infantry can be hard to get through. Morvenn Vahl is fantastic and has to run with the Paragon Warsuits. The whole squad gets reroll everything then and gives her bodyguard models. Always make sure they have some cover so they can use their 2+ save and armour of contempt. It's an expensive blob that needs to be played aggressively as she's killy and needs to earn her points. Burn a rubbish miracle dice every time she attacks and get more from her. They are particularly killy against vehicles, but she's killed a squad of custodies on her own, so put her anywhere. Dominion versus Retributors. Which squad is best? And although some people are very clear which it is, I'm not so sure. Dominions are 115 points compared to Retributors 125. Just on shooting, Dominions have 4 melter shots hitting on 3s with a 12-inch range. Retributors have 8 shots hitting on 4s at 18-inch. They do have heavy, but it's rare to see that bonus. To actually do some damage, it's often weight of dice you need, and with the extras, Retributors are actually more killy. Melter at 9-inch range is surprisingly easier to manage than 6. Without being led, Retributors get 1.3 wounds through on a Lehman Russ, compared to Dominions with 0.7, and against a Custodian squad it's 1.6 versus 0.9, and that's Retributors hitting on 4s. I've not included Retributors reroll all wounds against a unit that has killed the Sisters unit. That jumps damage up a lot more. Hitting on 4s is actually a good place for a Dialogus to guarantee another hit. But it's not all about raw damage. Dominions have scouts which they can give to a transport, which is ace. They also have a reactive move which in game I've used to jump them back into a transport for safety. Super nice. The best in an Immolator is that allows you to split the 10-man Dominion squad into 2. The 4 melters in the transport and the rest with the Simulacrum on the home objective getting you the miracle dice. The optimum for an army is perhaps both. The Dominions in an Immolator getting them scout playing the mission on middle objective, and the Retributors help for that big punch when you really need something to die. The Triumph of St. Katherine, apart from being a fantastic model, is actually a key part of the armies now. The miracle dice for 6 each turn is key, and then there's the aura buff she gives out. The key one being movements, +2 inch to move, and an extra +1 to advance and charge. Perfect for turn 1 or 2 to really rocket your units about. Otherwise she can allow you to use 2 miracle dice in a phase, reroll 1s to wound, and a 6+ feel no pain. Novitiates are great. Infiltrate to either screen and peg back your opponent, so being sacrificed, or on an objective to gain miracle dice. And surprisingly, they're okay against weak infantry in melee. They get advance and charge when they do go in as well. A great unit to stick on a side no man's land objective and follow up with a scouting Immolator. I'm actually planning to use the Army of Faith detachment next, as it gives you 2 miracle dice to use per phase, so let's see how that gets on. Now it's time to talk about the channel giveaway, and it's just a massive thanks for hitting 10k subscribers, and for anyone who's just watched any of my videos, I think it's brilliant. I've done this before. My plan is to give the winner a box of Warhammer goodness that is commission painted by Heretic Debs to their specific requirements. I will of course be posting all around the world, as I've done that before as well. So you get some cool models that are painted exactly how you wish, and there are 2 giveaways, one for subscribers, one for channel members. All you need to do to win is be a subscriber or a channel member and comment on this video, and then in about a week's time in another video, I'll pick the winner. Channel members get extra entries and can actually win both giveaways. So best of luck to everyone, I'll see you again soon. Bye!